It's interesting actually, because I'm sort of running an agency that I set up, but I still do translations myself. I told myself at the beginning I wouldn't, but the fact is I enjoy doing translations. I enjoy still being a translator and still having my foot in the trenches and being able to have the experience of a translator, make sure I don't forget it. So I'm actually, waiting on that as well. So right now I'm waiting to hear back from a bunch of people, and so I'm in this situation where I don't really want to start anything new. On the other hand, I don't have anything really to do right here, right now. At least for the rest of the day, it shouldn't get too hectic. I'd probably just jinxed myself by saying that, but there you go. Today is Tuesday. It's just after noon, basically. I just finished eating my lunch. And I'm getting back to work. I decided to look over the proposals that I got for Google Ads for my courses that I put up yesterday. I got 6 proposals so far, and it seems like 4 actually followed my instructions. And so I'm looking at these final 4. And one of them wrote up, I just wanted to share this with you. I'm not going to say who it is, obviously. Wrote Google Ads for courses, which I asked them each to write as part of their cover letter. Good afternoon. I will help you with online courses. I will make a miscalculation to understand where there is demand in which countries. Anyway, I need to learn not to be so mean about this. These aren't translators. Obviously, if this were a translator, I would disqualify this right away. So I should allow that in. I do wish he had written more information, and maybe he's not as comfortable with English. And if communication is an issue, then that might be an issue in terms of my hiring him. The Katie conference will be happening on November 14th, I believe. Well, now they changed all the dates, so I don't know. I think you can still get this non-Katie member $130. If there's a cheaper option, I'll let you guys know, because obviously the more people attend, the happier I will be. But I will be making one of these presentations. They haven't told me which one yet. I will probably do a version of the presentation for you guys ahead of time, just to run it by you guys and see what your thoughts are. So stay tuned for that. And once again, Katie stands for the Carolina Association of Translators and Interpreters. And as I mentioned before, now since everything is webinars, everything is web-based, everything is online, you can attend webinars and conferences all over the world, and including this one if you wish to. So feel free to. I've been working on a translation, which unfortunately I cannot share with you. I don't know if it's confidential per se, but obviously I can't share it. But I am working on, as I mentioned, out of curiosity, I did make that ad. I don't know if I showed, I think I did show everyone the ad. I'm gonna have to go back and make sure I'm not repeating myself over and over with this. But that I was thinking of marketing my online courses with the Google Ads, and if it's worth it, basically. 2 of them came back to me with interesting proposals. This one suggested we start with I think $30 a day that we work on something, and this other one suggested that we start off with a 2-week thing like banner ads and do $150. It looks like I might try at least one of them, if not both, as long as they don't use up too much of my money and time. Okay, so I'm going to try to work out now. This is my gym bag, but inside it's actually filled with all the books I've been reading. And so the more I read during this lockdown, the heavier it gets. And it's now used as my dumbbell, basically. And I lift weights with it. And so it's been getting progressively heavier. And so we'll see how that goes. It's kind of embarrassing, but there you go. So happy Thursday to everyone. I decided to bite the bullet and I hired someone for the Google Ads. It'll be interesting to see if it helps out with the course at all. But anyway, otherwise, actually speaking of courses, I also got contacted by this company, CPD Formula. So they actually are for accountants, for CPAs in Canada. But they got in touch with me. They got in touch with my sister first, actually, for some of her courses. But they got in touch with me for some of my courses as well. And so I'm going to post some of my courses on there. And anyway, I can't show you, but it seems like one of my translators did not receive their payment, which I did send via PayPal. So now I'm going to check up on that and make sure that went through. Okay, so the payment thing worked out. It was just a misunderstanding, luckily, and I was kind of worried because I was afraid it was quite a big payment, so I wanted to make sure it went through to the right person. Now I'm looking over, like I mentioned, I'm posting some courses here on this new platform, and so I'm going through making sure that the video is working. I'm posting my travel course. I actually always wanted to go through this whole video, the introduction to my travel course, and kind of comment on where it was, because all these pictures and videos were taken by me or my wife during our travels, and it's kind of fun to go through, but I figured it's not all that interesting for people watching. It also has nothing to do with translation, so there's no reason why I would do this on this YouTube channel. Anyway, yeah, it seems like everything's loaded and working well, so I probably will use this platform. I will be spending this afternoon contacting some chambers of commerce to try to see if they are interested in translations, and see how that goes. And then we'll see. Oh, this by the way, my wife and I just happened on it. This was at a school in Jinmen, which is an island, northern Taiwan, actually right close to China. And yeah, we just happened to notice that an event was going on the day we were there, so we waltzed in. It was free, and it's these kids competing at this the dragon dance stuff. Now I'm going to be eating some lunch. I realized I haven't shown you any of my meals yet, and that's also because they're very boring meals. I'm literally finishing up some leftovers. We had too many of these potatoes, so I finished up the package. I'm gonna add some salami and some Gruyere cheese, which has been there for a bit, so I need to heat it up. And that's pretty much my lunch. So as you can see, extremely boring stuff. And then later I'm gonna have some of that coffee. So it's interesting because I thought I would have such a busy week and I would have to find time to film this in between all this stuff that was going on, because right at the beginning of the week, there was a lot going on. But in a way, this is more typical of what happens. There's a lot going on, and then there's not so much going on. And then today, suddenly, there's quite a bit going on. Suddenly today, I have 2 new things that I'm working on, and I'm pretty sure both of them are tests. And even agencies get tests, and I'm pretty sure that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I've assigned them and it should be okay. They're both really small things. By the way, a thing that a lot of agents, it has been done by agencies. Very few agencies do this, but it has been done, is that very often with these tests, not very often, I don't know why I keep saying that, but sometimes with these tests, they'll give it to their best translator, and then they'll, send the test back to the end client, and the client's happy. And then when they get assigned the actual job, they give it to another less good translator who's really, really cheap, and that way they can save a lot of money. I know of this having happened more than once. And another thing, and then another one that I, as well, just today I got assigned, well, it still needs to be confirmed, but it's close to 80,000 words, and it's almost all of it is in Italian to English, which is my language combination. And for stuff like this, I'm always very tempted. I just want to do it myself. And it took me a while, but to get into the mindset, no, I'm losing more money than I'm making if I dedicate all my time and energy and effort to working on this translation rather than the project management of the agency itself. Usually end my work day, I go pick up my daughter from the nanny, we come back, eat something, take my daughter to run around a bit in the playground we have next door, and then bring my daughter back, put her to sleep, and then later I'll close up. I'll do any last minute stuff work-wise and close up, and then that's it. Tomorrow is Saturday, so usually Saturday I try not to work, or at least very little, just try to spend time with my family. But I kind of just wanted to give you an update, end of week update of what's going on, what's been going on.